Hello student. Today we are understand about the climatic factor. So we have know the atmosphere is nothing but the gaseous envelope surrounding the earth. The factor which determine the climate of that region is called as a climatic factor. So these factors includes the light, temperature, wind, water, precipitation and atmospheric humidity. So now we discuss here the light as a climatic factor. So this light is nothing but in ecosystem there is only green plant can fix the and convert the light energy into chemical energy by the process called photosynthesis. In sunlight, there is a electromagnetic spectrum, you all know, and this electromagnetic spectrum they have different lights. There is a three types of the lights which are given out by the sun, and these three types of the lights, that is a visible light, non-visible light, that is the visible light, infrared light, and here that is ultraviolet light. So out of that three, there is only visible light is very important for the growth of the plant or for the photosynthesis of the green plant. So here in electromagnetic spectrum, so these are three lights are there, and these three lights are not equally important. And out of that, the visible light is very important for the photosynthesis purpose. That means the plant have the capacity to only fix the visible light, not the ultraviolet light and not the infrared light. That means the light which are visible to the human eye. So such light is very important for the photosynthesis. And out of that visible light, so in visible light there is also seven colored light is there. So this seven colored light is not also important. So out of that, the blue colored light here, the blue colored and violet colored light is important, which shows the maximum photosynthesis of the plant. That means here the when the violet light and the blue colored light is fixed by the green plant, then there is a very high photosynthesis. That means the rate of photosynthesis is maximum in the light. So this is called as a quality of light. That means quality is nothing but all types of light is not important. Only visible light is important for photosynthesis purpose. So this is about the quality of light. The next one, that is the duration of the light. So duration is nothing but the length of day or duration of the light. So this duration of the light is also affect in the different event which are going on in the plant, particularly in the flowering and the fruiting, and as well as the distribution of the plant. Mainly the duration of the light is affect on the flowering season. So this effect of the duration of the light on the plant is called as a photoperiodic effect, and this photoperiodic effect, photoperiodic requirement of the plant for the flowering is different in different plant. That means some plant require the small duration of light, some plant require the long duration of the light, and on the basis of the requirement of the duration of the light for flowering, the plants are classified as a short day plant, long day plant and day neutral plant. That means the length of daylight or duration of the light when there is a short and then the plant can flower, then it is called as a short day plant. That means such plant require very short duration of the day or short duration of the light. Some plant require long day. That means when the duration of the light is more, that is day is long, then the plant becomes bloom. So such plants are called as a long day plant. In some plant, the day length is not affected on the flowering season, and such plants are called as a day neutral plant. That means there is maybe short day or long day, the plant cannot affect their flowering season. So such plants are called as a day neutral plant. That means here on the basis of duration of light, there is short day plant, long day plant, there is a day neutral plant. So this is the three types of the plant on the basis of requirement of light. Then there is a next one, that is intensity of light. So here the most of the plant require definite light intensity. That means for their growth and development, the plant require the definite light. Some plant grow very well in direct and bright sunlight with full intensity. Some plant grow in a moderate light intensity, and some plant require shade with a diffused light intensity, that means low light intensity. As per the requirement of the light, that is intensity of light, the plants are classified as a halophyte and skyophyte. That means the halophyte, the plant which can tolerate and grow in full bright sunlight, that is in high light intensity, they are called as a heliophyte, and they are also called as a sun plant, or they are called as a sun loving plant. And this heliophyte is shows important character like deep penetrated root, the mechanical tissue is harder. So such some character which are found in the heliophyte. The next type, that is the skyophyte. So the skyophytes are called as a shade loving plant because it require very low light intensity and sufficient shade and moderate low light, they will grow and develop. So such plants are called as a skyophyte. So certain certain fern, they are called as a skyophyte. The skyophyte shows some character, that is small plant, and they have less mechanical tissue, and the roots are not penetrate deep into the soil, and they have capacity to absorb the water which are present around the plant. So here this is the skyophyte, that is the intensity of light. Then here this is a three types of the light, that is quality of light, duration of the light, and light intensity. There are some events which are also affected by the plant, that is photonastic movement. So here photonastic movement means some plant move their branches toward the light. For example, sunflower. So you have the sunflower, their flower is directed where the sun is there. Then there are some nictinastic movement is there. So the nictinastic movement is also called as sleeping movement. So certain leguminous plants, so here their leaves are folded at the night period. That means where there is a low light intensity. As well as there is for seed germination is also induced by the light. As well as there are certain plant which induces the pigment formation, and in all plants the photosynthesis is mainly also affected by the light, which we have studied earlier. As well as the light is also affected on the rate of the transpiration. That means when there is a bright light intensity, then the rate of transpiration also more, and when there is a low light intensity, then there is a low transpiration rate. So here this is about the light. That means here the light as a climatic factor. Then next climatic factor is atmospheric temperature. So here the atmospheric temperature is nothing but all the sunlight which mainly, or sun which is mainly control the atmospheric temperature. The metabolic activities of the plant is mainly depends upon the atmospheric temperature, that it may be directly or indirectly. The temperature affects the development in both the individual as well as the complete vegetation. This effect is very distinct if we compare the vegetation in Arctic region or polar region with the vegetation in desert region. So in desert region there is a high temperature is there, and there is a flora and fauna is deeper from the Arctic region or the polar region where the temperature is very less. That means here the atmospheric temperature is mainly affect on the distribution of the plant. That means the distribution of the plant, the survival nature of the plant is mainly controlled by the atmospheric temperature, and on the basis of requirement of the temperature, atmospheric temperature, there are different plant groups are distributed in different region. So in that, the first type of the plant is a megatherm. So the megatherm is nothing but the plant require warm habitat where high temperature throughout the year. That means here the megathermous plant they require the high temperature throughout the year, then it develop properly. So for example, the desert plant and many tropical plant are included under megatherm. So here this is the megathermal plant. Then the mesotherm. So this mesotherm is nothing but the plant growing under low temperature in some period of the year, such as winter season, and during remaining period it require moderate or high temperature. So such plants are called as a mesotherm. So for example, the tropical and subtropical plants are called as a mesothermic plant. Third plant is called as a microtherm. So these plants grow in high altitude and under the temperate condition. That means it requires the low temperature during most part of the year. So such plants are called as a microtherm. So here this microtherm is also the plant which are grow in the high altitude. Next one, that is the hekisotherm. So this hekisotherm plant require the very low temperature for their growth and can tolerate in extreme low temperature without any injury. For example, the plant which are grow in the Arctic region. So here this plant, that means the plant which grow where the temperature is very less. So here this is the megatherm, mesotherm, microtherm and hekisotherm. So here this is four different types of the plant which prefer different atmospheric temperature. So I think you have got that is the light as a climatic factor and atmospheric temperature as a climatic factor.